All right, good morning, guys. Welcome here. My name is Trent. I'm a grateful believer in Christ. I've struggled with mental health and depression in my life. So,
welcome, Trent.
Thanks, guys. I just want to start with I've been camped out in Psalm 84. I just always love starting anytime I get up here. It's not about me. We've heard that all morning. So, it's about God. So, the Psalm 84:10 says, "For a day in your courts is better than 1,000 elsewhere. I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of wickedness. For the Lord God is a sun and a shield. The Lord bestows favor and honor. No good thing does he withhold from those whose walk is upright.
Amen.
O Lord of hosts, blessed is the one who trusts in you." And I think that's the beauty of celebrate recovery. I think we've all in this room come to a point where we trust God. You know, we've all come to a point in our life where we realize it's not about me. It's about working with something we're struggling with and using our experience to change the lives of others. I know that's why I come every Tuesday night. So, open share groups. I'm not going to read the guidelines. Tanner just touched on them. It's funny, if you ask me over the 6.5 years of Celebrate Recovery, I always go home, my wife always asks me one question: how's CR? And I never get details because anonymity at anybody is important, right? But the one thing I can honestly say about CR is expect the unexpected. You never know what you're going to walk into on a Tuesday night or a Monday night coming up. It's just different. Like Daniel said, it's flexible. You're going to face something that it's like, what do I do here? I don't have all the answers. That's why we have to trust God. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's about Him and His finished work in us.
Amen.
And be flexible. This is a ministry that, I think as Christians, we always come Sunday morning and when our services are so to the second. Every Sunday morning is this. Sierra isn't like that. Yes, we have guidelines. Yes, we have this is the agenda. But yeah, you might have someone just all of a sudden break down on you and start bawling. It's like, yeah, we have to put aside our agenda to do it different, right? So I encourage all of you, after my years of doing this, be flexible, be different, be okay with different. So at the end of the day, it's like, well, yeah, I didn't have this and this and this and this happen, but you had all this other stuff happen. And that was ordained by God. So, be flexible. Open share groups. This is, I'm going to give the bullets that Shirley gave me, essentially, the words through. And I did something very foolish and I deleted them. And so but she inspired me, and so I created a different one. So I'm going to give you 2 acrostics here. I'm going to give you Shirley's and grow on those, and then I'll give you the ones that I feel God laid on my heart. So facilitating the open share group, they should pop up here. They start with introductions and prayer. There we go. Okay. Ultimately, when you start an open share group, invite the Lord to be part of it. It's not about us. When we introduce ourselves, we say, I'm a grateful believer in Christ who struggles with. I think that's so important. I've never been part of SA or NA or AA, where loosely the higher power, we adamantly say Christ is the answer. Right. He is our higher power. And that's why we do that.
Very good.
And I think ultimately sometimes when we start and you go around the room in introductions, as leaders, if we start doing that, I think everybody does that. And I guarantee you, in the 6.5 years of this, there have been people that said, I'm a grateful believer, and they have no idea what that means. But, so be careful in the room. At least they say it, right? At least instead of saying, well, I'm an alcoholic off of that, it's, I'm a grateful believer in Christ. So maybe that's all they take out of it in that first time they ever come is like, what does that mean, being a believer in Christ? Right? So that's why we introduce ourselves that way. Use the handouts for questions and sharing. That's really important. Open share groups. I always say the first question is easy because it's already funny enough. If you get a second question, boy, that can be a challenge. So I got an idea and I'll share it in a minute here. So use the handouts for questions and sharing. The A is adhere to the agenda. So read the guidelines, pray, all of that. Stick to the binder that Daniel said. That really helps. The last time I was in an open share group. Richard was leading and Sheldon was co-leading. And Sheldon, you did a fantastic job of just reading through the guidelines. It was awesome, you know. And that's where I not loosely changed stuff, but sticking to it was a really benefit to that night. So I was at 2 weeks ago, maybe. Yeah, and respect the guidelines. I'm not going to go over it. The guidelines, you read them, they all kind of make sense, right? So just respect them. And they protect the participants and keep us on track. I've been involved in the very early days, where the open share just turned into an absolute, like, what just happened here? So, you know, it was just crazy, and we were down so many different rabbit holes, and it's like, well, all we needed to do was go back to the beginning. We didn't do that, and we ended up, it was, we've all been a part of that. And again, nothing wrong with that, but you really try to stick to them. And then, encouragement, shift, celebration, and prayer. It's funny, when I finished the step study with Daniel, it was the first one I did. And, you know, those chips, they actually make a difference. You know, I always thought, you know, it's a little piece of plastic, or if you do a step study, it's actually metal. And when I received mine, I was like, wow, this actually is impactful. And it's just a little plastic chip, but you know what? That makes a difference to people. So those are Shirley's. Now I want to break just in a second what you're going to want to write underneath here, because I use the word heart for open share groups. So I said the H stands for honest. I said as a leader, I think we all need to make sure that what we are discussing and the topics we bring up come from a place of honest struggle.
Yeah, that's good.
This has been one of my biggest areas of struggle, in a sense that at times I don't understand the addiction because my struggle has been with mental health. But I aim every week to ensure that what I discuss is my honest struggle. People see through that. That's come up already today a couple of times. People will see through you if it's like, oh, you're just talking, you're just blowing wind. It's like, well, no, if it's an honest struggle, like when Sheldon's up here and he gets weepy, we've all been there.
Yes.
And once you break down just a hair, once the shell cracks, other people will be open to share.
Yeah.
So be okay with being vulnerable. The E, I said, stands for being engaged. I need to continue to remind myself to stay present as the men share around the circle. I can easily catch myself listening and then begin to try and figure out a solution to their issue.
Right.
Our goal as leaders is not to figure out, it's to listen and engage. And I think we all struggle, you know, all of us who say, hey, I want to be part of CR, we connect somewhere in a personal struggle. We say, you know what, I get this. And in that, I think we become great problem solvers. But it's a negative effect if you sit trying to solve everyone else's problem. Again, you just come across as a know-it-all.
Yes.
And ultimately, then when you come back to this room, you don't feel connected to anybody.
Yeah.
So don't try and solve, just listen and engage. I said the A stands for authentic. What we bring as leaders to open share groups has to be authentic. I truly believe people can see through a preachy type of a response. I struggle with some lessons that we listen to and have a hard time relating to. That's my struggle. Let's face it, not all lessons hit every one of us the same way. On these days, I would suggest having a brief conversation with a co-lead and see if they can provide a more authentic question to lead the group. So if you take a minute or two after the lesson or after the testimony, and you're like, man, I got nothing to do with this connection here, but I'm co-leading with Sheldon or I'm co-leading with Richard. He's like, yeah, I understand this. Let's just say, if you got a great question, you lead that second question.
Yeah.
You know, testimony night's always the first, hey, what did you get out of it? And how could you relate to it? But it's that second question. Take 2 minutes before you start your share, open share group. Say, you got this? If it's Richard and I, or me and Sheldon, or whoever, are you good? Oh yeah, I think I got it. Okay. Or ask for help if you feel like he can do a better job, or she. Then let the person who relates to it just run with it a little bit instead of force it yourself, right? R, I said, stands for relevant. I've had some of the strangest open share group experience when the circle gets off on a tangent. We can relate, right? I find that depending on what question we ask, and the first couple of responses to that question can really set the tone for the remainder of the answers. I need to be better, and I think this is the teaching point here. I think we can be better at redirecting people back to the original question if it starts to go down a path that it was never intended to go down. So I was saying our best groups as men is say I'm leading it, and then I have my co-lead beside me, and then we go around the circle. I was just making sure when you asked that question, I would start, and then I would go to my co-lead. So take it around that way. So you're not springing it on a newcomer or someone who's maybe only been there 3 or 4 times. They can hear the answer to that question my way, Richard's way, and then it goes to the participants around, right? So you're not springing it onto somebody to be like, well, I was driving up the street one day, and then because how that second person responds, I find half the time all of a sudden you're talking about what the second person did, and then all of a sudden your question is nowhere in the midst. It's gone, right? And it's like, okay, we've got to redirect that. And that's what I've got to improve in that. If I feel like the conversation, no one's answering a specific question anymore, then we've got to ask the question again. Because it's like, okay, well now we're running down my weekly experience, well no, that wasn't the intent. So keep people on task. And lastly, T stands for trustworthy. This concept pretty much goes without saying, but I think if it truly bears repeating, people that come to CR need to feel that they can come and share and not have their personal stuff left around. Sharing improves as the group understands this concept. And I just said thanks to all of you guys that do this. You know, we're asking people to come to this ministry, crack their heart open, and show real emotion, and then ask them to come back again the next week, and the next week, and the next week. And it says we are leaders that they'll see, hey, I can trust this group, and they keep coming. You know, it's that kind of connection. Those are my thoughts on open share. And I just wanted to, this impacted me over here. It had to be kind of brought back to who's actually coming to CR, you know, and who's in your groups, because this is kind of, you kind of open my eyes a little bit, and I've had every one of these. So you've got your newcomers, and I just talked about that. We have people that are coming like deer in the headlights. I don't even know why I'm here, but I'm here. And so Devin covered that really, really great. In your groups, you're going to have novel leaders. It's a fact of life. You know, we're going to have people that need to hear about Jesus. So you're going to have that. You're going to have those sensitivities. I've had people come and say, I don't even think I'm a Christian. I'm like, great. I'm glad you're here. That's super. Keep coming back next to me, right? So number 3, you're going to have people who are also doing step studies in your groups. Those people, they encourage me so much because they're so on fire for life change. It's just fantastic when they're part of your group. This one always shocked me. I remember the first time we started CR here, you have people here who are actually court mandated to be here. They don't want to be here, but they're court mandated to be here. And I remember 7 years ago when we started this, the first guy, he said to me, have you been to CR before? No. Oh, what brought you here? The courts. And I was like, what? He's like, I just got released out of prison like last night. I'm like, oh, welcome. I tell you, my eyes are open, but it's cool, you know, so they're here too. You also have other leaders, you know, so we all bring something different to the table. So use the other leaders in your group. You know, if you've got a connection with somebody and Richard says, yeah, I'm really connected with this guy, then I'll be like, okay, you lead the group. Or he'll be like, you know what, I'm a little weary tonight, can you lead the group? Sure. Just whenever you got, use it, right? And then lastly, you got to remember, you have the old timers. The ones that have been through every step study, they've been here from the beginning. They're the real spice that, you know, they've seen it. So if you run into a situation like the Daniels and like myself, at times, Don's been through CRL, Richard, you've got the lifers kind of that keep coming. Use them, you know, and if you don't know how to respond to something, just ask. You know, like we're so great as a group of using each other, right? So, but keep open shares just fun. Keep it on track and do your best to lead out of a place of passion, because I think that's where our victory comes. So, and last thing I'll say, if you love the Tim Hawkins video on that, look up Tim Hawkins and what is it? That's the worst. Daniel's probably seen it. Look up That's the Worst. We use it all around my house right now. Like crazy. My kids are like, oh, that's the worst. So, anyways, thanks for that, Sharon. Oh, thank you, Trent.